Hey, good morning. Let's see how this goes. Nuclear fuel processing. The administration has signed an agreement to allow Saudi Arabia to process nuclear fuel. Now, you have to wonder what that means. Right now, Iran is processing nuclear fuel. But there are many steps in that process. That simple phrase belies makes it kind of hard to get a grasp on what exactly that is. There's huge mines somewhere, not very many of them, specifically looking for uranium ore. For every shovelful, which is tons of earth, there is almost unmeasurable amounts of uranium in it. Well, it is measurable with some very precise, expensive techniques, unless you do that for a living and every day in and day out. So there's the mining aspect of it. Then that truck full of ore climbs a hill somewhere to get the ore out and dumps it into a bin, and off that bin of ore goes somewhere. That somewhere is a large leaching field, usually a sediment field of some sort, where they're trying to get the minerals to actually settle out. They might add chemicals. This is a chemical process that we're doing, from understanding what the ore is, where they're mining, why they're mining, how much is there. There's measurements for that. You can go find out. The Google does work for good if you use it to learn. So after that slurry, after that mix or whatever is processed at the mine, it gets sent off somewhere else for further refining. Chemical processes, chemistry and mechanics. The ore is crushed into a fine powder to begin the separation process. Once that powder's fine enough, it's much easier for other chemical reactants to do their job. And that's exactly what they do. They chemically strip the ore to get materials, minerals, specific minerals. Uranium in this case. Cesium has the same thing, but you don't hear about cesium mining very much. So imagine the landscape we've just discussed. You've got a huge mine somewhere, trucks running in and out, maybe 24 hours a day, delivering ore somewhere to be crushed and milled and chopped and butchered and then chemically processed to be able to begin extracting specific elements that you can't see with your eye, you can barely see with a microscope. Elemental analysis. It's an interesting place to learn about what we know about the planet we live on. It's rather amazing science stuff, but it's engineering stuff, it's chemistry stuff, it's life stuff. It's how this phone works. Is that same process is used to get minerals specific to building a cell phone. So next you go into these centrifuges. These are gas centrifuges. Gaseous diffusion centrifuge is another interesting Google if you like to fill your brain with interesting Googles. Or experience. You could reference experience, but it's what it is. So now you've got this refined element. How did you get it refined? Gas centrifuges. Once those centrifuges are done and enough refinement's done, it's actually remixed with other materials to be turned into fuel pellets. Those fuel pellets go into fuel rods that go into nuclear reactors. Each individual pellet is enough to give a person cancer, maybe hundreds of people cancers. So those pellets are bundled into those rods, all of which are specialty elements, high purity, ultra high refined, processed, manufactured cylinders under rules that are hard to understand and rules that are being rewritten. Good luck to us. So now you've got these pellets, you've got this bigger tube that you put those pellets into with a bunch of other things, and those get shipped off somewhere. Shipped off very carefully. The exact spacing, the distance between the rods, the materials in between the rods, keeping them apart, is considered. And off goes this truck down the road to deliver, or maybe on a train, to deliver your nuclear fuel rods to some 50 facilities across America. And you can get the numbers for how many there are across the world. Every country that has these reactors needs this fuel of some sort or another. There's other elements they talk about. Thorium is one of them you'll hear a lot about. And it is what it is. The conversation about the harm. There's many, many layers to that conversation. Each one depends on the other, affects the other's consideration in math or physics or chemistry or biology. These things are extremely complicated. And yet, you might be watching this on a cell phone, so how hard is it, right? I suppose what I'm suggesting is folks learn about risk analysis. I haven't got a great answer other than try to find people you can vote for. The only way to make democracy work is to make it work. And our loudest voice is at the ballot box. And complain as you like about it, but it's like the dollar. Let's get rid of the dollar. How does that work? Rather than have credit cards? Well, here we are. So, peace is out. Take care, folks. Pay attention. Never stop learning.